A small machine in an Indiana lab with big implications in the rapidly growing field of radiopharmaceuticals. More on why the state is gaining momentum in the world of precision medicine. And the business of aviation taking off in Indiana. A new airline corporate headquarters opens, how it's fueling growth in Hamilton County and beyond. Also, we look at what's driving a building blitz on 2 campuses in downtown Indianapolis. Plus,
back home again in Indiana.
Meet the man behind that booming voice. Jim Cornelison takes us through singing a Hoosier race morning classic on a global stage. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and the Indiana Association of Realtors.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer and have tried hormone therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy.
Medical innovation developed by renowned Purdue researcher and scientist Dr. Philip Lau. Pluvicto, now manufactured in Indianapolis. You've probably seen the commercials. Just one example of how Indiana has emerged as a leader in the rapidly growing radiopharmaceutical world. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I am Gerry Dick. Radiopharmaceutical medicine is a sector that is already booming all over Indiana, and companies are making room for even more business. The latest expansion announcement coming from Indianapolis-based Spectron Rx. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now. She's been following this from the beginning with more. Kylie?
Yeah, this has been a great Indiana story. Spectron Rx is based in Indianapolis, but this major expansion is at its operation near Bunker Hill. The growth nearly doubles its footprint near Grissom Air Force Base, where the new space is open and ready to ramp up production. Manufacturing radiopharmaceuticals is more complicated than making traditional medicine. For these next-generation cancer drugs, manufacturers are making radioactive atoms that go directly to the tumor. Contract manufacturer Spectron Rx grew from 6 employees in 2019 to now more than 250. The tremendous growth in the sector isn't slowing down, and Spectron Rx says its now bigger campus near Bunker Hill is ready for an avalanche of new contracts.
We're just seeing a lot of investment, a lot of big pharma. Many of our customers started out as biotechs and have now been acquired by pharma. So we now have contracts with most of the big pharma that are in this space.
The expansion grows its Miami County campus from about 20 acres to 34 acres and quadruples its manufacturing space. And because the medicine it makes is radioactive, nearby Grissom Air Force Base is a major ingredient for that growth. Spectron Rx calls the medicine melting ice. Some doses expire in less than 24 hours.
We fully anticipate flying a lot out of Grissom as we move forward. In fact, we have the ability to set up a gate to get right onto the airport. So for us, it's a great resource. We do use it sporadically now and anticipate using it a lot in the future.
Spectron Rx, a great success story, continuing to grow. Kylie, as you look at this whole idea of a cluster of companies here, that's real here, right, in Indiana.
This is very legitimate in Indiana. There's 16 nuclear medicine companies that call Indy, Central Indiana, the state home. And that is the biggest cluster by far compared to any state. So Indiana's leadership is definitely real.
You also mentioned logistics, being close to Grissom for this Spectron Rx expansion. You come down to Indianapolis and you've got FedEx, which is, depending on who you talk to, the first or second largest air hub, cargo hub in the world.
Right, and that's been a major piece for the growth in Indiana. You think about, you can reach 60% of the U.S. population trucking within 12 hours, but these medicines have to move faster than that. I mean, if they're expiring in 24 hours, the average is 3 to 4 days, you got to have a plane.
Yeah, and the attractiveness of this market, double-digit growth, BioCrossroads really wants to take advantage of it. Indianapolis billed as a sports capital. Now, talk to Vince Wong, the CEO of BioCrossroads. They want a different moniker maybe on the state.
We secured over this last summer the service mark of being the radiopharmaceutical capital of the world and we have the goods to really prove that. And we're all working in a very concerted, deliberative effort to get work on workforce challenges, work on transportation issues that, all if we can solve all those, will only continue to catalyze our growth in this exciting area.
So it hasn't gotten a lot of attention, I don't think, but you can tell by what Vince Wong is saying there and others that this is something that Indiana sees as an opportunity for growth. Right,
and you say it hasn't gotten a lot of attention, and it hasn't, but it is gaining traction. A lot of these drugs have been in phase 1 and 2, smaller clinical trials. These are now moving into phase 3, which are the large clinical trials, and then commercialization is coming, and that's going to be a major ramp up too.
Kylie, great reporting as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, Purdue University is moving the ball forward in advancing artificial intelligence in robotics in medicine. Purdue partnering with 2 other organizations, including the IU School of Medicine, to start the Center for AI and Robotic Excellence in Medicine, or CARE for short. It will be housed at Purdue's Indianapolis campus. Eli Lilly and Company appears to have landed on Allentown, Pennsylvania as the site to build its next manufacturing plant. An announcement was expected on Friday, January 30th. Last year, Lilly committed some $27 billion to build 4 new manufacturing sites across the U.S., part of an overall $50 billion in investments the company has pledged since 2020. These are renderings you're seeing there on the screen of Lilly's plans for a $6 billion facility in Huntsville, Alabama. Other locations on Lilly's radar for construction: Houston, Texas, and Richmond, Virginia. Well, still ahead for you, how the business of flying is taking off in central Indiana, from a new airline headquarters in Hamilton County to training high school students about careers in aviation. We'll have details when we come back.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers, as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
I adjusted his report for tomorrow. He doesn't show until 10:54 tomorrow.
A smooth landing for Republic Airways this week as the company opened its new corporate headquarters, a $200 million campus in Carmel. It marks a major milestone for Republic, the nation's second largest regional airline, which partners with major carriers, American, Delta, and United Airlines, and averages some 1,300 daily flights. The president at Republic Airways, Matt Koscal, joins me now with a first look inside Republic's new digs, growth, and also addressing a national pilot shortage. And Matt, as always, welcome to the program.
Gary, great to see you again.
Yeah, now you're going to be CEO later this year. That was some breaking news later in the year. So president,
we announced that
to CEO.
At the end of last year. So
Good.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations on that. Give us, we had a photographer, our chief photographer, Clint Ehrbacher, out at your new corporate headquarters this week. Got some great video of what is a very cool complex. Give us the thought process in terms of design and what you hope to accomplish there.
Well, look, you've heard a term since COVID that we have to earn the commute as employers. And that facility really has 2 purposes. First and foremost, to earn the commute, to provide a destination for our employees, to not just have a desk to work in, but to be their best, to actually come in and to experience each other, to create a culture of collaboration, excellence, and in our industry, safety. And that's really, if you step on that campus, it's what it's designed to do, from the gym to the cafe to the open spaces for folks to walk around during warmer weather than what we're experiencing this week. But even when you look specifically at the office design layout, we have much fewer offices, much greater collaboration space, a lot of open windows and glass. It really is designed to allow for those casual collisions to take place between our different associates so they can be stronger together.
And you've got a hotel.
We
right?
do.
That's part of this.
So you highlighted, we also do over 8,000 training events where we have our remote associates, our flight crews, our in-flight crews, maintenance professionals coming here to Carmel, Indiana to do their annual training, their new hire training, their upgrade training. And it's an adult learning center that allows folks to come in. If you're on campus, you'll see our 8 full motion simulators front and center. We've brought all the technology forward so folks can really have an immersive experience of understanding what we're doing there and building the aviation workforce of the future.
You talk about workforce of the future. Republic has been very forward-facing on addressing the pilot shortage that's facing the industry, the Lift Academy, much of that out at Indianapolis International Airport. How is that going in terms of addressing that pilot shortage?
It is going wonderfully. It's one avenue, though, right? You know, we're not alone. Every skilled workforce is facing a shortage. We have a need for more pilots. We have a need for more technicians, for cybersecurity specialists. Lift Academy, and then what we're doing at the campus is absolutely making a difference. It's opening up doors and avenues for the highly skilled and highly adaptive individuals who never knew a path to aviation existed here in Hamilton County. Today we have pilots, dispatchers, and technicians all coming through our own vertically integrated workforce development solutions. We couldn't be happier to be providing one part of the solution for future workforce development here in Carmel.
And part of a growing corporate corridor in Carmel as well, the new corporate headquarters at Republic Airways. Matt Koscal, is always great to see you. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Well, an Indiana college is doing its part to address the pilot shortage with a new program. Vincennes University says the Southern Indiana Aviation Technology Center will be the centerpiece of the initiative and located at the Clark County Regional Airport in Sellersburg. The space will include advanced training labs and 2 aircraft hangars and focus on training high school students who can choose either an aviation flight or maintenance pathway.
This region has such a big need, a big presence in logistics and transportation, and this is an area that could use the talent to help propel it to the future. This whole metro region with Louisville, with the southern Indiana region, is really positioned well for logistics overall, but aviation in particular.
The center is expected to open sometime in 2027 or possibly 2028. Coming up next, a familiar name in ag and heavy equipment bringing jobs to Indiana. Plus, Indiana University and Purdue University pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into their respective downtown Indy campuses. Up next, we check in with IBJ editor Leslie Weidenbenner with new reporting on how both universities are helping to attract students.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising fast.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader. Well, the effort to lure the Chicago Bears to Northwest Indiana took a big step forward this week. State senators approving a bill that lays the groundwork to build a new stadium in Lake County. The legislation would establish the Northwest Indiana Finance Authority to issue bonds, buy land, finance capital improvements, and also enter into leases with private entities. IBJ Media continues to follow that story very closely, and IBJ editor Leslie Weidenbender joins me now. Leslie, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Gerry.
Well, as mentioned there, so activity at the State House, this bill that would create the framework, basically, for a deal. So it is moving forward.
Absolutely moving forward. Now, this is where it gets tough. The House Speaker, Todd Houston, has already said that when the bill gets to him, he wants to see some sort of commitment from the Bears. And that, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's probably not going to be enough for the Bears to just say, yeah, we're interested.
Yeah. You've been folling this because I remember you asked Governor Braun at an IBJ event, an innovative
He wasn't
event.
ready to
He wasn't,
answer.
but that kind of started the ball rolling. So this is something, whether or not it happens, it's got some traction right now.
Yeah, that's what I think is really interesting. Is Indiana's in kind of a no-lose situation. If the Bears come to Indiana, that is a big win. Even if they don't, Indiana's out there showing that they want to be aggressive in terms of attracting companies.
Yeah, and I think that's the same is true for Northwest Indiana as well. Going to have a big story in the paper this week on IU and Purdue, obviously two campuses in downtown Indy. The construction that we've known is coming, but boy, you can see it.
Yeah, we were headed over to an NCAA meeting at the NCAA, and we were surprised to see the amount of construction. The Jim Morris Arena, which IU is building actually over there, very close to the NCAA headquarters, $110 million. It's expected to open late this year. That is going to be an arena for IU Indianapolis, but also can be used for other functions for the university and for the city. IU is also building a lab building just a block or so away from there. The IU Lab for Biosciences, that's $172 million. And then Purdue's got a couple of projects. Their first big building is going up right there on West Street. And then they've also got a project that will be getting started soon that will include housing.
A lot of activity. And a big focus, I know, is connecting, integrating both campuses with downtown and with businesses downtown.
Yeah, the universities are both not just focused on making a bigger campus, they're also focused on integrating with downtown. West Street is a little bit of a barrier to that. It really is a dividing line. So there are some early discussions about what could be done about that.
Yeah, so in West Street, because it's been talked about for a long time, what to do with West Street, this could be maybe the catalyst to get something
Yeah, you've already seen Purdue is moving across West Street. They're doing some things on Indiana Avenue. They bought one of the apartment buildings there. And so pretty soon they're going to want to think about how to safely move students across there. It is practically a thoroughfare right now. So
Great stuff, and you can see it all this weekend in the IBJ. Leslie, great to see you.
Thanks so much, Gerry.
All right. Well, now on to what's making news around Indiana. John Deere's U.S. investment plans include the Hoosier State. The manufacturing giant says it has broken ground on a $125 million distribution center in Northwest Indiana with plans to add 150 jobs in the region. John Deere says the 1.2 million square foot distribution center will be built just off of Interstate 65 near Lowell and Hebron. No word yet on when it will open. Warsaw-based Zimmer Biomet is conducting an unknown number of layoffs. The company tells our partners at WSBT in South Bend most of the positions are located outside of Warsaw, but would not give a specific number. Zimmer Biomet is the 8th largest public company in Indiana and certainly part of the orthopedic capital of the world in northern Indiana. Well, after more than a decade of effort, Knauf Insulation in Shelbyville has completed a major milestone. All of its products are now formaldehyde-free, and a more sustainable plant-based binder is being used. The company did not provide an exact number for its investment in the transition, but says it was in the tens of millions of dollars. The largest youth flag football tournament in the world is coming to Hamilton County this summer. The NFL Flag Championships will be held at Westfield's Grand Park. More than 350 teams from around the globe are scheduled to compete. This is the third year for that event, which was previously held in Ohio, and it attracts a lot of eyeballs. According to the National Football League, last year's event reached some 7.7 million people across platforms. Well, Evansville-based Parlor Donuts is celebrating having more than 100 locations across the U.S. The company, known for its layered donuts, and recently added a savory spin with new flavors such as margarita and buffalo chicken. Not sure how tasty that sounds, but interesting. The company started in 2019 and says franchisees have contributed to rapid growth.
And really just through word of mouth, pure organic growth, that people start coming back from vacation saying, oh my gosh, I had the most amazing donuts the other day. You know, where can I want to put one in my town. The demand was not created by us. It was created by our product and some well-placed locations. In 2024, 30 plus shops, almost 40 last year. And now we expect to do about the same this year. So it's been fun.
And Parlor certainly has a big footprint in its home state of Indiana. Parlor with 18 shops across the state of Indiana, from its home base in Evansville, southwest Indiana, to the region in northwest Indiana and Crown Point.
He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown!
Indiana University's historic national championship football season being celebrated in a number of unique ways, including with the creation of bobbleheads. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum says the 5 IU designs are now the best-selling college championship bobblehead series in history. The diving Mendoza bobblehead is on pace to become the singular bestseller in history. Well, coming up next, the melodic and iconic voice behind an honored Hoosier tradition.
Back home again in Indiana.
The voice and song that sends shivers up the spine at Indiana's most lucrative sporting event. We go one-on-one with Jim Cornelison, his ties to Indiana, and what being a part of the Indy 500 means to him.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
Well, the Indy Ignite professional women's volleyball team heating it up on their home court in Fishers, the Fishers Event Center. Year two brings many changes to the franchise. The Ignite playing in a rebranded league with a new head coach and a revamped roster. Year one attracted solid support from the community. The Ignite averaged more than 4,200 fans last season in a venue that seats about 6,500, which has helped boost the bottom line for Hamilton County's economy.
It's been fun building out our corporate partnerships, and we have a lot of people who have supported local sports teams before and see the opportunity to be in a little bit of a different location, and excited to do that. And then also our location has opened it up to new companies that have never done partnerships with sports teams and are excited about the demographics we have in our building and the energy behind the sport and women's sports. And so it's been exciting to kind of blend both of those together.
Well, last year, the Ignite fell just one win away from winning a championship. Let's hope they get over the hump this year. Shifting gears now to the granddaddy of all sporting events in Indiana, the Indianapolis 500. It's almost here. And this guy, Jim Cornelison, he's along with the Purdue Marching Band, he helps get the party started on race day each year.
When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, how I long for my Indiana.
That'll get you ready for May. The month of May in Indianapolis drives more than $500 million into the Hoosier economy. Cornelison, who earned a master's degree in music at IU, talked about what it's like singing back home again in Indiana for the first time at the world's largest single-day sporting event.
I was holding that last note, and the audience reacted so strongly. I really just felt it was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. It's like job well done. This is what I was trying to do. This is wonderful, you know. And it just was a amazing feeling. Just an honor to be part of things of that magnitude and to have that place in people's hearts.
Really cool guy. And you can hear more of my conversation with Jim Cornelison on the latest Business and Beyond podcast, which launches Monday. You can find it at Apple or wherever you get your podcasts. Well, hard to believe with a foot of snow on the ground, the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 is just 4 months away. That's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. Thanks for joining us this week. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
fast.
businesses need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business. Indiana's business news leader.